Hey guys, how's it going? It is Carter here, and today we are back with UMRV Rags to Riches $1 farming challenge. The challenge where we started with $1 and we're seeing how far we can get. In the last episode, we discussed possibly buying a new fertilizer spreader. I decided to pull the trigger on it. We finished our contracts from yesterday, all except for this one right here. Field 33, $7,000 contract. That'll be enough to hopefully get us some fertilizer for this one, and we're just going to accept all these right away. This one, and this one. And you know what? Let's throw on these ones. So this is a lot of contracts. So like I said, this thing is just going to keep running and running and running. And the hope is that this is going to help, not even the hope, this is going to need to help fund the new dairy. So let's get this tractor started. Let's get courseplay going. And let's hope that this tender can cover this entire field. It should. It seems like it is pretty efficient. It feels like it's a lot more efficient, actually, than the other one. The last one we had. And I'm hoping that's actually the case. And I'm not just imagining things. But it could very well just be a placebo effect. We have to feed the cows today. I did give them 8,000 last night at like 8 p.m. So I think it's going to be about a 2 to 3 bales of each and every day. So this is going to get very expensive. Hence the reason we accepted so many contracts. So one thing that kind of went through my mind is possibly expanding the fertilizer business. I know I keep talking about how I want to become more focused on our own farm rather than doing stuff for everyone else's farms. But unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to be able to grow personally. We need to help others. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Possibly, I'm not sure yet. The problem with that tender the spreader we bought, I should say, is I suppose it would help if I started the tractor to run the TMR, huh? The problem with that spreader we just bought is that we had to do some modifications to our current tractor. I do think our white would be able to handle it. It's just we're going to have to do some modifications to that as well. And once we feed the cows, I will show you what I'm talking about. And I did not notice in the last episode, I think I said something about manure. I'm not entirely sure. I remember saying it at some point. And that's a whole implement that completely slipped my mind. I honestly didn't think about manure. But there's a pipe right here that I literally drove right past and didn't notice. So manure will come in the form of liquid, which is nice. I wouldn't mind doing solid, but it's far less work to do liquid manure. And that'll be free fertilizer for us that we'll probably use on our fields. So let's get the TMR dumping. We will head over to our tractor. And as you can see, we had to throw duals on it because without it, the tractor would hit about 20 miles an hour, actually even going slower, and it was like handling on ice. Like none of the wheels had traction. The tender would kind of do a few wonky, buggy kind of things, but I threw the duals on it. It seems to have fixed it. So I think it was just kind of simulated traction being a little wonky. So if we do try to do more fertilizer, we're either going to have to buy back like kind of that last spreader we had and throw it on here, or probably throw duals on this, and this thing will probably struggle quite a bit, I would think. But yeah, so right now that's all we really have. So I'll probably jump back when we have something else going on. Unfortunately, the animal part kind of went by quick today because we're pretty broke and I don't really want to spend too much money. So I am going to let this field finish, and then I will be back in a minute. All right, guys, I think I kind of found something that might work for us. And I think it's really, the timing is actually pretty nice. It's similar to our plan to buy Field 32, except it's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's actually a far better deal. It'll be Field 39. It's a little bit further away from the farm. It's across the highway, but it's not too far away. It's a decent size field. It's a decent price, as you can probably see right there. $207,000. We have $8,000 in the bank account, but we have a lot of field contracts coming up. and it's ready to harvest right now with, I believe it was canola. Yes, it's canola. It is ready to harvest literally right now. So we'll get the crop off of it. We'll be able to sell the canola, and then we can instantly plant it as not corn, sorry, as grass, and we'll be able to start, kind of suffering with getting hay and stuff. So we'll suffer through it, and then we'll finally be able to hopefully start weaning ourselves off of bales. I'd love to try to mitigate how many bales we need to buy. So I think that's actually the plan. So we're gonna get this bad boy hooked up. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I wasn't looking. I wasn't even paying attention. So we're gonna get this bad boy hooked up to our gravity box, and we will get the combine set up, and then we are going to go and try to harvest that as quick as possible, and then we're going to have to lease a planter, or a seeder actually. We have a planter. We need a seeder for grass, and then we're going to plant that in grass, and then that should work out fantastically in it for us. And I think this is going to be a really good move. So let's go to the bank. Let's actually make sure we can pull out 200. We'll pull out like 210,000. That's at the bank. So we're just going to keep on adding to this debt. And we will pay it back eventually. Let's go and buy that field. Field 46. Like I said, I think this is going to be a very, very good expansion. I thought I just watched it go from ready to harvest to harvested, and I was about to start crying. But I will see you guys in the field in a time lapse. I will see you there in a minute. We are going to hire a worker. We're going to empty this, and then I think I'm going to empty this, bring it back, and then go grab the cultivator, and we're going to start on the cultivation ASAP. We also finished a contract, so let's bring in that money while we can. And then collect. Any other contracts? No. I wish we had something big enough for this. Look at that income. That would drastically help our cause. So let's empty this out. Like I said, go empty the gravity box, and then we will grab the cultivator as well. So it's gonna be kind of a multiple trips type of thing, I think. Unless we can find a seeder small enough that has no-till. Then I'll just do that, because that would be far easier. And I was tempted to plant this field in something other than grass, because this map also has alfalfa and clover, I believe it is. But I just don't know quite enough about it to justify trying it out. I would like to probably try it on a private server first before I try it on this server. So this field for now is going to be grass, and then if something better arises, then it will be plowed up and turned into whatever it needs to be. So while we're driving, let me actually get across the highway safely first. We can turn on the beacon so people can have no excuse for saying they didn't see us. We are gonna roll through like any good farmer does. Let's go see what we can find for a cedar. I keep saying planter because that's just the common term for everything. Additionally, this seeder offers the possibility to seed directly. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think at some point, if we do buy a small-ish seeder, it's going to be this one just because it's pretty cool. But yeah, I think we're going to lease this, actually. And we will not throw the solid fertilizer tank on. Oh, good thing we tapped back in. So yeah, we're going to empty this out into our grain bins. I will... Yeah, let's empty this out. Let's put the fertilizer spreader on... God knows what field we should start on. 47, maybe. I just don't know if we have quite enough money to justify starting field 27, because if we run out, then we're going to have to get more delivered to the field. You know what? Let's just try it. Let's set course play on it and see what it can do on field 27. It's got that little kind of weird finger sticking off on the bottom on the south side there. I'm curious to know how it handles that. So yeah, let's refill the fertilizer spreader as well. No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that because I still need the money to lease the seeder. I just forgot about that. So let's do field 4739 first, and then field 27. And that should give us enough money to get the seeder and fertilizer. That'll be perfect. So while this is emptying, we will go grab the fertilizer spreader. There it was. We can turn off course play here. Let's find the driveway quick. And look at how efficient this thing is. It's like... I don't know if the settings are actually set right on this because it's like way too efficient, it feels like. Granted, it wasn't that many passes on this field, and the passes it did were all very, very short. But this thing holds 8,000, so let's just buy 4,000 liters of fertilizer and call it a day. Get it as full as possible, so that way we don't have to worry about it running out at all. And I need to stop tabbing out while I'm driving down the road, especially down a curved road. So yeah, we'll fill this up. I don't think I have follow me, otherwise I would just have both tractors follow each other. We need to get that enabled again. I keep disabling it for some reason. But yeah, this fertilizer spreader, I think, although it takes longer to do the field itself, it's far more efficient, it feels like, for whatever reason. And it holds just an ungodly amount. So I am very happy with this purchase. It did cost us like $5,000 to put duals and weights on the back of the tractor, but other than that, fantastic purchase. So let's get this guy going. So now this is where the playthrough actually starts getting fun, is we're getting busy. Next episode, I think, is when we're going to do all of the grass work, and I think we're going to try to do some silage instead of just hay. So that, because I'd rather buy hay bales than silage bales, so we might bale everything, we might chop everything. I'm not sure yet. Chopping would probably be cheaper and easier, so that's probably what we're going to end up doing. But yeah, that'll be an adventure for next episode. What I really should do is get, what's it called? Auto drive running, but I'll be honest, I'm a little scared of auto drive. It seems like there's a lot to it, and I usually run out of patience to troubleshoot things, and it looks like auto drive is about 50% actually doing what it's supposed to do, and then 50% troubleshooting why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I don't know if I'm ready for the task of learning and troubleshooting auto drive all the time. But I know it would just drastically change how the farms run even. But yeah, like I said, just a little too scared to take on that task right now. So I'm happy with driving things. I think if we get follow me, it's going to be far easier. Like I said, I could have had that other tractor following me, but it's whatever. It's not too big of a deal. Combine's still running, so I'm not in any hurry. The contracts aren't going to go anywhere, so yeah. As long as what we need done keeps going, the contracts are just kind of a nice little bonus. Right now they're our only income, but that won't be the case for too long, hopefully. Speaking of, where are our animals' health at? They're at 100%, 10% reproduction, 11,000 mixed ration, and 1,200 liters of milk And that's only going to go up because it's only 10:40 in the morning still. So that'll be really, really nice. I'm curious to see what we make tomorrow. I will have to remember to not fast forward past 6 a.m. so we can all together see how little we actually probably make off of 50 cows. That barn has a capacity of 500 cows, so the goal would be obviously to hit that, but hopefully before we hit that, we're going to be at the bigger dairy. That is still in the long-term vision, as moving over to the large dairy on the top side of the map, way up by field 6 and 7, which ironically enough we have contracts at. But field 47's far closer, so let's just bring him over there. But yeah, like I was saying earlier with this fertilizer spreader, it's a fantastic looking mod. It works pretty well. I'm happy with it. But yeah, unfortunately, it seems like you have to have a, I mean, understandably as well, you have to have a just stupid heavy tractor with lots of traction. Otherwise, it just turns into glass, which, now that I think about it, it actually doesn't make that much sense, because pickups pull fully loaded fertilizer spreaders around us all the time. They pull them no problem. So I think that's just kind of farm sim physics being wonky, and possibly the mod not being quite configured correctly. But now that we have duals on it, it's running perfect. It's doing exactly what I thought it would do. It's super efficient. It holds a ton. So I think if we can get a second tractor following it and have a, you know, gravity box constantly full and constantly ready to fill this thing, it'll just never ever stop running, except for the winter time, which will be, you know, greatly beneficial to us, especially once we get our own bigger fields that we're going to need to fertilize on top of taking the contracts. And very late, more late game, I'd like to get away from the contracts, just because I don't necessarily love that that's our income, but like I said, there's nothing else we could do right now other than just go broke. Like, unfortunately, yeah, we didn't start with any cows. We started with one field, so contracts are the only source of, you know, reliable income we have right now. So I don't love it, but it works. It does the job. And like I said, eventually we're going to move away from it. But I think this fertilizer spreader is, I think it's going to be a pretty long-standing part of the farm. It's like I said, just as good as I ever anticipated it being. So let's get a course play set up here. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. We'll just put it like right here, like right here, and course generator. We'll do 2 headlands. Seems to work perfect for this thing. We'll generate that bad boy and get course play cruising. And it looked like the combine, yes, is full, as I was preaching earlier, but as long as we keep the combine running, we're good, and it's not running. So let's hit play. He can hopefully do his thing. And he filled up right at the end of the row, so we don't have to run over anything. Even though I don't have crop damage on, I still obviously try to avoid running over crops as often as possible. It's just a little bit of a realism thing. To me, crop damage is, I think, a bit too aggressive sometimes, especially since some of the hitboxes. Actually, I wouldn't have had to have technically gone under or over any of the crops. But I think there's been a few mods I've had in the past where crop damage enabled, the hitboxes are like way too big, and it destroys like insane amounts of crops. Like it's like when the hitbox is the same as when like implements unfolded is when it's folded in. So I don't like having to worry about any of that. Also, sometimes, you know, you have to cut across the crops like this, and in real life, it's gonna knock down a few of them, but like a lot of them are actually gonna stand back up possibly. So I don't like that crop damage just like straight up deletes stuff. So that's just why I kind of want to keep it off. So I add the realism myself, I guess you could say. And we will get out of his way quick. And what did I say we were going to do next? Oh, yes, we are going to lease a seeder. Keep saying planter. And this one claims to have, yeah, that does look like, well, it's claiming that it can do no-till. So we're gonna take his word for it. What's this gonna cost to lease? 4,000. Not too shabby. We could have actually probably easily done field 27. Now, do we want to get to this one and possibly it's right at the peak of what the white can do, or do we just want to get the narrower one and have it take a little bit longer? I think we will just lease this one. We'll lease that. We'll just finish this field quick, and then it might be a tomorrow project for doing the planting. Obviously, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to wait until August, because that's gonna give us maybe one harvest off of the field. And I'd obviously like to have at least one instead of just maybe one. So I think July, yeah, we should probably plant today still. So I'm actually gonna hire the worker. We are going to, I don't know, this running back and forth stuff is it's a lot. So I'm gonna go grab the planter and then bring it back here, and then I will be back. All right, guys, I have a course play set with the planter. Let's just make sure that it is going to do what it's supposed to do, which it should be no-till. Looks like it's doing its job. Let's just make sure we are seeing grass get planted. Crop types grass. There it is. So that's working perfectly. We will hop out, let course play do their thing. And I think that's gonna be the end of today's episode, guys. That's all I really have time for. I've got some real life things to attend to. I'm realizing that we are at some point probably gonna need to buy a header trailer for this combine, just because this is a bit egregious. I think it's a bit more than you'd be able to get away with in real life, but for now it'll do. We're only driving down this one gravel road, and there we go, take out a stop sign. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I put a lot of work into these videos. I'm having a lot of fun with them as well. It'd mean a lot if, and it would help the channel out a lot as well if you could support the channel by liking and subscribing. That's gonna be it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.